the revolutionary ankle lock system, an integrated brace built into the boots, delivering unrivaled support, protecting ligaments from twists, tears, and trauma.
Regan Slaymaker for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Our Kings, and I have the pleasure to be joined by world-class trainer Dave Coldwell. Dave, I could get used to boxing events being at venues like this, mate. I mean, it's incredible, isn't it?
It's a little bit different, isn't it? It's a little bit different, a little bit special. There's a lot of faces here in boxing, out of boxing. It's going to be a great night. I'm looking forward to it, and it's all for a great cause.
Definitely. With boxing, Dave, we do operate in kind of a vacuum sometimes, don't we? Our sport is a bit niche. I mean, how important is it for kind of the worlds to collide almost with events like this?
I think it's massively important. Listen, football is the biggest thing on the planet, and if you can integrate football with boxing, it can only be good for our sport, for boxing. You know, it gets it out there to a new set of eyes. You know, the guys that are involved tonight, they've all been successful in their own careers in football. To come over to boxing for one night only, it's a little bit special. It's a little bit daunting for a lot of them. It's going to be for a lot of them. They're all going to be nervous, and it's only to be expected. I've dabbled in a bit of football, you know, playing for celebrity soccer, and I remember the first time that I went out there, I played at Emirates, and you feel nervous, you know, from going from one sport to another. Even though you love it, you're passionate about it, when you're doing it for the first time, there's a lot of nerves. They're coming into boxing where I was just kicking a ball around. These are going to get punched in the head. I get punched hard in front of all the mates, in front of strangers, in front of cameras. It's a completely different feel for them. So I've got a lot of respect for these guys because they didn't need to do it, but they know it's a great cause. They're taking themselves out of the comfort zone, and you know, I hope they all enjoy. Sounds weird. You're going to get punched in the head, but I hope they all enjoy it.
Definitely. I mean, you've been doing a little bit with Paddy Kenny. Is that
yeah,
right?
So I had just a day with Paddy, a day with Anthony Gardner, and I've had a few days with Greg Alford. Okay. And yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed it.
Is there kind of, obviously you've coached people right to world titles, right, British titles, everything in between. Have you given them one bit of advice that you'd want them to stick with?
Yeah, don't overthink it. You know, don't overthink it, because when you walk to that ring, and I've explained to them, listen, it doesn't matter how fit you are, because as boxers, when you go amateur, you're fit, you've trained for years or months and months, and then you go into fight for that first amateur fight. After one round, you're absolutely gassed. You're thinking, oh my God, your chest is heaving, you can't breathe. You're thinking, sitting on the stool after one round, thinking, I can't do another round. So these guys are going to do the same, because all that is nervous energy. You're fit because you've trained, and you've trained for more than 2 minutes. So you can't actually be tired after 2 minutes. But it's a mental thing. It's nervous energy. That's what I've tried to explain to them, so it's not a shock to them, because it is shocking. Nobody explained that to me for my first amateur fight. I sat on that stool, I'm thinking, what is happening? So I explained to them how they're going to feel, but not to let it get a hold of their mind. Just focus on getting your breathing. Stay calm. Don't overthink what your opponent's going to do. And no matter how tired you feel, you got to remember he's going to be feeling the same thing. No matter how nervous you are when you walk to the ring, you got to remember he's probably going to be feeling the same thing, because you're both, fish out of water. So it's more of a mental thing that I've tried to explain to them, and to enjoy it, because they're doing a great thing for charity. I'm not judging him. I'm not going to be sat there thinking, well, his jab's shit, his right hand is dropping. I'm not going to be saying that, do you know what I mean? So nobody's judging you. Just go out there, enjoy it, and, like I said, hats off to you for doing what you're doing.
Definitely. I just want to ask you two quick ones of the world of boxing as well. Last night, or yesterday, Oleksandr Usyk kind of dismissed the fight with Moses Itauma, kind of saying Moses already said he doesn't want to fight granddads anyway, in typical Usyk fashion. I mean, with that being said, if Usyk does continue, who do you want to see him fight next?
Well, I don't really want him to continue, but obviously we've got Joseph Parker against Fabio. Now, right now, for me, Parker deserves a crack at Usyk, but if Fabio was to beat him, then he leapfrogs the queue, and you got to say, okay, well, maybe Fabio then. But listen, there's other deservers like Caballel. He deserves a shot. But it's about what makes financial sense. And Usyk at this stage, he doesn't need to take a high risk, low reward kind of fight. You know, I don't see why. You know, if I'm him at his stage of his career, why don't I take on a young buck? You know, why? So you don't know what people say to the media and in public to what they're actually feeling and thinking. When you get close to the exit door, can be two completely different things.
Who? I have my opinion on this question. I want to get your esteemed opinion on this. Who gives him the hardest fight, Usyk, now of the heavyweights left?
Style-wise, Moses. And I know. Listen, I'm not saying Moses beats him. Inexperience and not being, lack of rounds, but I'm talking about the style of Moses, the triggers, the speed of foot, good judgment of range. I just think right now, talent-wise, he's right up there. For me, talent-wise, he would give every heavyweight in that division problems. I'm not saying he beats every heavyweight in there, but his style, his capabilities, gives every single one of them a problem. And if you're coaching any single one of them, you have to explain to your man, no matter how experienced he is, no matter how up the rankings he is, take this kid seriously, because he might be a novice and it might sound a joke that this guy who's not been beyond 6 rounds maybe is somebody that could threaten you, who's been, a kingpin in the division, but he's for real. So, I would say his style, he's the one.
Dave, just to finish as well, a little update on your stable. Lerone Richards getting a win the other day, and also it's obviously Dan Toward and Ellis Price, Hopey Price as well. Is he still in the gym? I know he's riddled with injuries as well.
Yeah. He's having treatment right now, and without going into loads of detail, which is a long story short, if the treatment doesn't work, he won't be able to box again. If it works, then and they do feel confident that it will, then he'll be able. He's got no balance on his left-hand side. If he's on the pads with me, he'll throw a right hook and he'll all of a sudden just start wobbling around like he's being hit by a truck, and he's got no balance. So he can be walking normally, and then his leg, he'll just go and he'll just start wobbling. It's been horrific. It's been a horrific time. So this treatment that he's having, if it works, then he'll be able to box again. If it doesn't, he won't. And I'm devastated for him. But the message is this week is that it feels his balance is good enough he can start running. So I know this weekend he said he was going to start going out for a couple of jogs and seeing how that was. So fingers crossed that sounds good.
Well, I do hope to see Hopey back in there, and I wish him all the best in that recovery. Dave, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
The revolutionary ankle lock system, an integrated brace built into the boots, delivering unrivaled support, protecting ligaments from twists, tears, and trauma.